Hey everyone, welcome to the Wheels to Walking podcast, a podcast with a guy in a wheelchair and a guy not in a wheelchair.
What up?
Why are we flicking each other off?
Yo, you flipping me off?
I'm flicking you off,
well,
bro.
I'm flipping you off. I know it makes the flick sound, okay? Okay, but I'm flipping. I'm flipping my finger up in your face because you.
Yo, we're going to get demonetized now. It was in the first 30 seconds.
I know, we just ruined it.
Oh, well.
But there's good news. Have you heard? Lord Bezos has dawned upon us.
Wait, what?
International Consumption Day.
What was it? Wait, that was yesterday.
Ah, yes. You do this voice
Well,
better
no,
than
actually-
I do, so I hope you join me.
Well, technically, yes, the day that we are recording this episode is still Amazon Prime Day, even though it's technically 48 hours.
I hope Lord Bezos adorns us with a microchip so we can enter into heaven in 0 to 2 days instead of 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 business days is standard for entering into heaven once you die, but if you have Amazon Prime, you can enter in within 2 business days.
Lord Bezos has adorned a cart.
Lord Bezos has added you to his cart to heaven.
The capitalist overlords have decreed.
The capitalist overlords have decreed that you must buy something in these unprecedented times as retail therapy to help with your crippling depression. You must stay inside and purchase meaningless objects to fill your meaningless box that you live in.
The overlords have noticed you purchased an air filter that one time 6 months ago, and now you have an interest in air filter collection.
Oh, it looks like based on your metadata that you've been tired recently. May I interest you in a Nespresso machine with hella pods? Must buy extra pods so you don't run out. Also put it on subscription.
2 years ago, it was 99. Today, it is $2.99 with a slash through it. Therefore, you have saved $100.
Okay.
We're sorry for ruining the first 2 minutes of your podcast, y'all.
We got demonetized and ruined everyone's lives in the first 2 minutes. But that's what Amazon's doing.
That joke was hilarious yesterday and
It's
today.
still funny.
And by the time we actually did it, we laughed so much about it.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure it's as funny as I thought it was.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's almost as funny as when I was trying to chill my LaCroix boys a little bit quicker than I normally do. And everyone knows when you open up a new 12-pack or 8-pack, whatever your style is, you always take 2, you throw them in the freezer so they crisp up a little bit
always
quicker.
do.
So you crisp.
See, I don't have this problem.
They crisp up a little quicker.
I don't have this problem
I have this
because
problem.
I'm responsible and I have 2 boxes on deck at all times. So I don't run out. When my 1 box runs out, I put another box on my list. So by the time I get to the store, I'm buying a second box, not a box to refill my empty box.
Well, let me tell you a story about how
I never run out of LaCroix.
how I drank 24 in a day and a half. So,
well, maybe you need to come up with a good system. Maybe you need to have 900 boxes on deck.
I had two left, and I knew I was going to drink those 2 before the next 10 were cold enough. So I slapped 2 in the freezy boy thinking, I'm going to knock out these 2 real quick. And then obviously I'm going to eventually go for another one and be like, oh yeah, one's in the freezer. Well, I forgot. And in the middle of the night, I heard an explosion.
Was it an actual explosion?
Well, it was more like it sounded like someone kicked my ice box, like inside of my fridge. And I was like, man, why is my ice machine acting up?
Hate when people kick my ice box.
Yeah. I'm okay with my box, but not my ice box. You know what I'm
My
saying?
ass box. I don't like it when people kick my Xbox either.
Yeah. But what about like the boxes we get from Amazon Prime though? Those are.
I'll kick those boxes all day, and Akbar will sit in them.
Yo, I always find it funny when people are like, God, it's so funny. Oh my God, cats are so silly. Why do they always like hanging out in boxes? And it's like, you're in a box. Your house is
box.
literally a box. You are in a box right now.
Unless you are Jeff Bezos, you probably live in a sphere. Dude, imagine, yeah, like if money was no object, what style of house would you prefer to live in? Like, would you want to live in some crazy like futuristic minimalist type shit like Kanye's house, or like would you rather just have a very traditional luxurious house, or would you like to live in something simple and small? What would your ideal situation be?
Good question. I don't know if I know enough about like architecture and architecture styles, but what I do know is I really like light and tall ceilings. So I think the modern look, like the new futuristic
modern
look,
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, the one with like the floor to ceiling windows that's usually like some type of like square or something that, you know, you can put.
Yeah.
I don't know. I picture
in Spain they have like a lot of people building like similar style houses at the beach, but they're all white and they call it like Ibiza style because like in Ibiza, like it's just full of these like super modern tall floor to ceiling windows and the buildings are like all white, and it's just like this just aesthetic that everyone wants right now.
I don't know. I love the modern architecture look, like the.
But do you feel like that's too cold and too like robotic and impersonal to live in? Like, is it not cozy enough?
No, because I think also lighting matters too. So there's obviously daylight and nightlight, but I really like the like concrete, wood, metal, like industrial aesthetic. You know,
well, I would say that's not
this podcast studio is kind of that vibe a little bit, where it's you know got the
I would say
the you know the wire and the Edison bulb and the kind of brick and the warm and. You know, like that's kind of cool to me. And I think as long as you mix that with maybe a little bit of lighter colors, like I don't like how my cabinets look or my floor looks. I think they're a little bit too dark. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think also
problem with light floors and stuff is they get dirty way faster. You know, like you notice that they get dirty. That's one thing that's annoying about like annoying and amazing at the same time about my countertops is when they're completely clean, it always looks like they're slightly dirty because of like the pattern of it. Like it looks like someone sprinkled pepper all over it because there's just black black spots everywhere on the counter. So when it is dirty, it just looks like normal. It looks kind of clean, actually. Like you're like, oh, this kitchen's pretty clean. And then you bend down and you look at it in the light and you're like, oh, this countertop is filthy.
Well, my countertops are black and I feel like they show everything just like a black car. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think my floors are dark enough. They're like a cherry red almost. They're dark enough that they show enough dirt. I feel like if they were a lighter color, they would actually hide the dirt, just like a car. Where it's like the light.
Yeah, maybe a little bit lighter. But I'm just thinking like in general, lighter floors, like you'll get darker spots on it. Like stuff on the counter is typically like lighter.
I mean, I hope that by the
on the floor is
time
typically darker,
I can
probably.
afford a place like that, I'll also be able to afford like
cleaners,
a live-in maid / housekeeper, also like a chauffeur and a chef and a pilot, and you know what I mean. Like, hopefully, I'm like gangsta by then and can like, you know.
Yeah, well, hopefully, well. That is a weird thing, right? Because, like, do you hire people to live in your house? Like, is that, like, an employee type situation where you're having a maid? Or would we live so far in the future that maybe it's not that far in the future that you have, like, robots doing all that shit in your house?
I don't know. I mean, I think I'd
Would you be down to have a robot maid or a real-life maid?
Probably a real-life maid, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I think a human is going to probably do a better job and be more
But a robot
personal.
won't make mistakes.
I think if there ever is a need to improvise ever, a robot couldn't do it.
Yeah, but what if, see, here's the thing. A maid can, like, if, for example, they're cleaning stuff up and they put something in the wrong place. If you were to tell the robot, like, the robot could maybe analyze your entire life and then through deep learning or AI or something, know exactly how you put everything versus the maid is, like, trying to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, and then the robot, you tell the robot something and you're like, hey, I don't like it when you do this. The maid might forget that after a few times or whatever, but the robot is like always going to do it because it's programmed into it. I don't know. But that is one thing that actually is one of the things that robots actually kind of suck at is doing like a maid job. Like that was one of the things that
like the Jetsons
I was reading about in
really
that
bad.
book. Yeah. Well, it's just like it requires a lot of different tasks. Like
yeah, it's like vacuuming
like,
and trash and cleaning and organizing and dusting things and changing things and swapping things and like all these little side quests. I like if I would be like, hey, robot, can you change the air filter in my air filter? It's like, I do not have that air filter programmed into my computer. It's like they don't know how to. They wouldn't know how to do it.
But I think what would actually probably be more likely is you would build, instead of trying to like have a traditional house and then train a robot to like clean that house.
Well, you build the house with the robot. Yeah,
would be like a robot in and of itself, kind of like Jarvis in like Iron Man, where like your air filter isn't a device that you purchased on Amazon and installed. It's built into the house and it changes its own filter. Or like your bed sheets somehow, like your bed like sucks the sheets into the underside and like transfers them and washes them somehow and then like lays new ones
that'd be
somehow.
Cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen people that have like they've built vacuums into their floorboards, so whenever they're like sweeping or they spill something, they just like sweep it into the hole. It's
pretty cool. One of my friends had that growing up. Like it's just like a little opening. I think, I don't know. I think the house I live in right now, they have some weird vents like that, and I don't know what they do. And I think at some point they did have, because we also have like an intercom system that doesn't work at all, and I don't know how to turn it on or work it. There was like an old security system that totally doesn't work now. It totally does for anyone that's gonna break into my house. The security system totally works. There's surround sound speakers that the cords are just like cut. Like the person who lived in my house,
like 90s innovation,
installed a lot of really cool technology. If you lived in like 2001,
yeah. I also think I'm a sucker for convenience, and I like city living too. So I'd probably also be down with like purchasing like a large loft and then like converting it into a house by maybe like throwing in an elevator or like building a second level or something that is like used to be, I don't know, like a paper bag mill or some shit like that. Something that gets a huge space. Or maybe if I was, again, wealthy enough where I like, say for example, I lived in this same building where I could buy like 6 connected units and just,
knock the walls down.
Are
you allowed to do that in this building?
I don't know about this building, but there are buildings like that you can do that. Like if you purchase, like for example, Lady Gaga has an apartment in New York City that's actually 9 apartments put together, and one of her apartments is like just her closet. Like the entire thing is her closet.
Sounds about right.
So, and it would be kind of cool because you could puzzle piece it. It wouldn't have to be like all 6 in a perfect,
like a ranch
3
style,
by 2 cube. It could be like you could have 2 up here and then like 3 in a vertical and then like 2 over this way and like 1 down. It's like, and you could connect them by like, spiral staircases or maybe like an elevator system or like,
that'd be pretty rad.
I mean, again, like we're imagining if money was no object.
Yeah.
Because I am a sucker for city. Like I like city, but then also like put me on the side of a hill in the country too.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. Like right where we're living is not really the city.
It's more city than most people, I think.
You are correct. It is more city than most people, but I definitely wouldn't say
it's more city than suburbs. Although technically
where
I
suburbs. Live, which is 5 minutes away, is the suburbs.
And also if we go south about 5 minutes, I'd consider that suburbs too. We're in a weird, unique place. We're like right at 2 highway interchanges, so they decided to build like high rises and business complexes and like malls.
I wouldn't necessarily consider, yeah, I don't know. Like Brookhaven, Buckhead is like kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call that suburbs.
I would call Brookhaven burbs. I would call it city suburbs. In the same way that like south of Piedmont Park, that's city suburbs. That's not downtown, but you can see high rises. But
I don't know.
But you don't live around high rises.
You're right.
Yeah. Also,
but it's like
give me some fucking country. Like give me a pond that I can go fishing in. Give me a huge chunk of land that I can like hunt on and ride 4-wheelers and shoot guns and light off fireworks and like chop down trees. Like I would want to be. If I'm so wealthy, then I would want multiple houses in multiple locations.
Yeah, of course, everything has a purpose. But I'm just saying
countries.
I guess I was originally just saying like the style, because I think I would probably go for a mixture of that like minimalist modern, but it would definitely have to have a lot of like more softer textures. I feel like a lot of those types of houses are so like harsh, like they're so cold. Like
you mean like like temperature wise? Cold?
No.
I mean color temperature.
No, well, yeah, but I mean like they're cold as in they feel lifeless. Like they feel like for example, if you walked into a home theater that had like thick curtains on the side and thick blankets and the carpet is really thick and blah blah blah, I would say that's a like warm room. It's cozy, it feels like snug, and then you go into like this open expansive all white smooth glossy surfaces that are like futuristic and robotic, and it just feels very sterile. It feels very cold, like a hospital or something. You know what I mean?
You're talking about the museum vibes.
Yeah, kind of.
Like when it's this huge open space and there's like one sculpture in the middle of the room and there's like just 4 white walls. And,
yeah, like Kanye's house. Like, have you ever seen the tour of like Kim and Kanye's house? Like, they do have certain things, and that's why I love
it's also a room by room basis too. Like, I think
yes, like you need to have rooms that are like for specific purposes. But like that guy Daniel Arsham that I've showed you before, he does those crystal eroded future things.
Yeah.
He has this company called Snarkitecture where they make these really dope furniture things, and they design people contract them to design their like storefronts and houses and things. And he's got a really cool like mixture of that, I feel like, because he's kind of combining the weird, funky, futuristic sort of stuff while also still trying to make it like livable and cozy.
He almost puts a patina on it. Like he like ages. He intentionally ages things that are not old.
One thing that he does is he's so famous for these like crystal eroded things, and like by design, a crystal eroded thing is not going to be comfortable to sit on, right?
No,
it's like literally rocks. So when he makes furniture, the way that he draws his drafts or ideas, he comes up with his concepts for his sculptures. He'll draw them out, and then he'll make areas where he's like crystal eroded area, and he'll like make that area like shaded in with horizontal line or diagonal lines or whatever.
Draw
and on his furniture, it looks like his concept art, where like the crystals and things are literally like drawn onto it, but it's not real like rock. It's like a couch.
Huh.
So he's like combining the like style that he wants with still having like cozy, livable, real things.
I think I could probably live in anything that like visually was whatever, just as long as it was physically comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am a sucker for comfort. Like I would rather stay in my chair than sit on an uncomfortable couch. I'd rather like lay on the floor than lay on an uncomfortable bed. Like I'm a sucker for comfort. And I mean, you saw the couches that I had. I mean, you have one of them now. It's like this, like
ultra plush,
squishy,
leather.
super squishy, very thick. Like the footrest.
But
goes
don't you
up
kind of
for
like more of a firm bed, or do you like a super soft bed?
I like a memory foam bed. I like a Tempur-Pedic type thing, but it's like more on the firm side.
Yeah, which is funny because that couch is not that chair that I have is like totally not firm. But I guess sleeping and relaxing are two different things.
Yeah, sleeping and chilling are two different things. I don't know. I would. For example, like never in my millions of years of existence would I ever purchase like the Mercedes-Benz couches. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like they're
rock hard,
tragically uncomfortable thing ever.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I've never sat on them.
Apparently. But from what I've heard about these cloud couches, like at restoration, like those are, I mean, granted they're fucking $10,000, which is 10% of the cost of the Mercedes-Benz couches.
Yeah. It kind of depends on what size you get. You can get them for like 4 or something like that if it's like it's like a love seat or like a 3 cushion one, but most people are gonna get a pretty big one, like a sectional.
Gonna get the big boy,
like the one David Dobrik has is like a freaking giant sectional.
I don't know if I've seen it.
It's the one in his living room. It's the white couch that everyone always chills on and sits in.
Oh yeah. I like the idea of like a sunken in like couch area in the living room.
So you're just copying Logan Paul at this point?
No, even before he made that.
I'm just
like
joking. I've seen that a lot on.
It's very 70s.
They called them conversation pits.
Yeah, I fell in love with it in the movie This Is the End, when everyone goes to James Franco's house and he's like showing him around his house. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I just built this. This is my new house. This is my new mansion." Like that style is cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if money's no object, it's fun to like fantasize about, but also at the same time, it's kind of hard to sometimes justify spending like, yeah, this is the best couch I can get, but like I also could have bought a Lamborghini with this money or something. You know what I mean? I always think about it in terms of cars. I always think about things in terms of cars. Like, bro, you just bought that $100,000 watch. You could have bought a Lamborghini with that. You know what I mean? Like I'm so not into like jewelry and things.
I'm not into like pretty much anything.
If it's cool jewelry, but if it's
flexes,
I don't understand the rapper like chains and stuff where it's like, yo, I got an iced out Bart Simpson chain. It's like, that's cool, I guess. You spent $200,000 on that?
Well, because it's like
covered in diamonds,
yellow diamonds or rubies or emeralds or whatever those are.
Whatever it is, like I don't care. like why do I care?
It's just to show people like how much expendable money you have. Like you can just like, oh, $200,000 ain't nothing. Like
Yeah, it's for other people. It's not for yourself. Like, imagine buying something for other people.
I mean, a lot of people do that all the time, man. A lot of people have jobs to pay for things. They have jobs they hate to buy things that they don't need in order to impress people they don't even like. Like, you can definitely, people, I mean, I know of people that have like a nice house and like go on vacations and like new cars and like head to toe designer, and they're like $70,000 in debt.
Yeah, of course. I mean? But here's the thing about having a nice house and nice cars and things. Those things are actually enjoyable. Like, of course, anyone with money is going to have a nice house and a nice car and nice clothes if you personally enjoy those things. Like, the reason
I get what you're saying.
I'm saying about the chain is like, it's heavy, it's uncomfortable, it's so stupidly expensive, and it's objectively ugly.
Like, why would you want to wear it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like a nice car is something that I would love to have.
I feel
like,
similarly about watches.
That is not just to simply impress other people. That's because I want to drive a nice car. Yeah. Like, I want to drive. Yeah, maybe I'm in debt because I want those things, but are they for myself or for other people? Who knows? That's only for you to decide. But like, the whole chain thing is like, okay, maybe you feel like a baller or whatever. Maybe that's the thing that's for you. But I feel like it's pretty much only to flex on others. Whereas if I had like a Lamborghini, even if there was no one around and I couldn't share it with anyone, I would still have so much fun and I would still be able to enjoy that. Versus a heavy ass Bart Simpson chain that looks so ugly and is like 40 pounds hanging on my neck is so dumb.
Yeah,
I would never want that.
Kind of the idea of like 22s or 24s. Like, remember the big chrome rim days?
Yeah.
Rolling on rubber bands when you're on those little thin tires.
Yeah.
The little like, God, they were like 20 profile or like 25 profile. They were literally
insane.
2 or 3 inches.
Literally insane.
Fucking
I just
crazy,
realized
man.
I wasn't writing down. By the way, last episode, I was on my phone a lot. And I was the one editing it, so I noticed it more. So if you're watching the video, the reason why I'm on my phone is because we currently don't have a producer, so I'm writing down the timestamps of when we change topics. So I was like the whole time, like I felt like I was like writing stuff down. Like it looked like I was like playing on my phone the whole time, but I was actually like...
I doubt anyone noticed.
I mean, people might have, but I was watching it and I'm like, it looks like I'm just straight up like not paying attention.
Well, if anyone noticed, jump on the Facebook group, say what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been enjoying the Facebook
man,
group
you're deleting
recently.
the fucking topics, bruh. Did you delete it?
Oh yeah, just hit the back button a bunch. Or I can hit the back button. Hold on.
We've got a little inside baseball. We've got a like Google Doc where we write some of our topic ideas on here. But Richard likes to delete them after we talk about them. But I'm like trying to remember for the sake of editing and stuff. Oh wait, crap. Anyways, one other thing that's interesting, we're talking about consumerism and stuff, is the new iPhones came out yesterday.
Oh yeah, this is so funny. Like, I used to work at Apple and I used to care so much about, like iPhones and iPhone tech, and like, dude, you couldn't pay me to give a shit. Like, I give reverse fucks now. Like, I only get a phone when my current phone breaks. And honestly, I'm not going to look into it. Before, I'd be like, yo, have you seen WWDC this year? Oh, wow, they just put out the new video. I watched it live, and I was also reading The Verge and reading and catching up on the live tweets, and OMG, it's got a new blah, 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 blah bit processor with a camera and yada, yada, yada screen. Like, I don't give a single flying fuck. That's kind of why I don't give a shit about pretty much any kind of hardware. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, cameras, mics, headphones, recording. I don't give a single fuck because I was kind of forced to care for a couple of years.
Before you worked for Apple, did you care about that stuff?
Not really. I mean, kinda, but not really. But then, like, when you work in a company with like 200 other fucking nerds that are always like, oh, did you hear about the new...
In order to be in the conversation, you got to know.
Exactly. Like, that's why I got into, like, Breaking Bad and, like, Walking Dead and, like, Game of Thrones, is because they were always fucking talking about it, like, at work. And I'm like, well, I guess I gotta catch up with this just so everyone...
You coulda.
Well, I wanted to fucking have a conversation with my coworkers.
I know. I can relate on some levels, but on some things I definitely am like, I guess I'm not I'm not going to be part of that conversation. Like, cause that happens to me a lot, like, especially with certain things, like certain I don't know. I feel like I definitely in certain social situations will get like shit on for like having an Android or something.
Right.
And it's just like, I guess I'm just not a part of this.
You're like, okay, I'm a green bubbled loser.
Like they're like, oh man, well if you had AirDrop, I could send you this. I'm like, guess I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
You know, or like, oh, we started
a group chat.
A group. I mean, I can be in group chats, but then like all the functions like go to shit.
All the hearts and all the all the stuff.
So, anyways, new iPhones. There's a couple of interesting things. There is the iPhone 12. There's the iPhone 12 mini.
What the fuck is that?
It's a small version of the iPhone 12.
I'm going to apple.com and looking at this right now.
Just hold up. So there's the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. So there's 4 different sizes now. And they all just got released. And plus, you've got the previous stuff. So there's literally the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini. So there's 2 different, there's a regular size one and a small one. Then there's the Pro, which is like slightly bigger than the regular 12. And then there's the Pro Max, which is even bigger.
Oh my God.
But a couple things. So
wow, I swear to God, it's conspiracy. I typed in new and it automatically.
Well, that's what everyone's typing in. New what? What else is everyone talking about that's new?
True.
New iPhone. It's not really a conspiracy. It's like what everyone's talking about.
I mean, obviously not conspiracy.
But
new iPhones.
So
it's a leap year with a G5 812 Bionic, all new design, ceramic shield, LiDAR scanner. Don't care.
So here's the funniest part to me.
So don't give a fuck.
So these phones, the cheapest one starts at I think like $699 or like $599. I think
$1 billion. The 12. I wonder what I want to see what this small one. The mini looks like the
mini's pretty compelling because it has the same specs as the 12. So there's no compromises besides battery life.
The mini is the size of the current one right now.
No, it's smaller. Nope. It's so they compared it to the old 8, like the one with the home button or the SE with the home button. It's smaller than that one.
The SE was like the size of the 5. The SE was really.
I'm talking
small.
about the current SE, not the 5 SE. There's an SE. There's a current SE.
This is literally how
it's
much
a $499 phone.
I haven't been paying attention.
So, anyways, I think it's like a 4.7 inch screen, but it's still smaller than the other one. Anyways, doesn't really matter. But these are the interesting things to me. So
that's it. Look, okay, that is small. That is very small.
It's small. Like in the commercial that they showed,
it's even thick, like a thick bezel, like
I mean, no one's held them in their hands yet, so no one can really tell.
No, but I'm like looking at it.
Yeah, but how big are that guy's hands? Like they're probably showing it like guy.
The like flat edge. Like no one has like those flat edges. Don't only exist. Yeah, like that thing.
Yeah, the flat edge. I mean, it's not fat necessarily. It looks pretty skinny to me, but I mean, everyone predicted. I mean, really, there weren't any surprises. I mean, I think the biggest disappointment for everyone is that they didn't include a high refresh rate screen. Like a lot of people were hoping for the 120 hertz screen, but that didn't happen at all.
I mean, Apple's always a year or two behind on new tech because they just want to work out the kinks and the bugs first.
Yeah, but on the cameras, dude, they released a lot of good stuff on the video side on the Pro Max, and the Pro.
Bezel,
the video stuff is pretty insane. The notch is still ugly. They haven't reduced the size of the notch.
So the 12 and the 12 Pro are both the same size physically.
I'm not sure about that, but I think so.
They both say 6.1.
6.1 inch screen or the height.
I mean,
of the device.
It's usually corner to corner.
Yeah, I know, but like the bezels could be thicker, like the outside.
Yeah, maybe.
The size itself. I don't think so, though. I think you're right. I think the 12 Pro and the 12 are probably the same size.
So the Pro Max is basically the equivalent of the Plus. The Pro is the equivalent of and the regular is the equivalent of the current, and then the Mini is obviously
Man,
mini.
Apple's like it's always so funny to go back at what people used to always say. They're like, their product lineup just makes so much sense and like blah blah blah. Samsung's got too many phones. Like it's so funny because they have evolved into the thing that they swore to destroy. You know, it's like Steve Jobs on stage. No one wants to use a stylus. Introducing the Apple Pencil. You know,
yeah,
like it's just it's just so funny how backtracky it is and how they can spin any like bad news into good news. Like we've taken the headphone jack and everyone's like, wow, that's amazing. You know, but okay, so here's I think again my biggest takeaways. Number one, the iPhone box no longer comes with a pair of headphones or a charging brick. It still comes with a cord, but there's no brick to plug into the wall.
So
you literally just get a cord.
So you have either buy your own brick or plug it in the computer.
The cord that comes with it, and here's the interesting thing. So they're saying it's all in the name of in the environment, because chances are, if you're buying a brand new iPhone, a $1,000 iPhone, you have one of those bricks laying around your house. You've got a cord already. You've got a charger. It's bad for the environment. They're able to make the boxes much smaller. The boxes are way thinner. Like before, they were kind of like square on the ends. Now they're like smaller rectangles, which means less costs on shipping, which means less costs on the environment, like the boxes themselves, the materials. I commend them for that. Like, bravo.
Bravo.
But if they were truly about the environment, so the cord that comes with the phone is Lightning to USB-C.
Well, USB-C is what's on the new Macs.
And the new iPads. So the iPad Pro uses USB-C for the past couple generations.
So the iPad could charge your phone.
The current iPad, no, it doesn't have reverse charging. The current iPads that are like the standard iPads that you'd see in like a school or something, those are still Lightning, but the iPad Pros are USB-C. The MacBooks are USB-C, and you would assume that then they're saying that USB-C is the future, and they'll eventually switch everything over to USB-C, right? Hypothetically, I mean, like they're charging all of their devices with USB-C.
That makes sense, right?
Makes sense to me. And they're simultaneously shipping the iPhone with a Lightning to USB-C. So they're admitting that USB-C is the future. Why the fuck would they not switch all of their devices to be USB-C? Because environmentally, you are now carrying one cable.
You mean the Lightning?
Lightning port, Lightning connector is the little connector that's been on iPhones.
You're saying
get rid of Lightning.
Oh, they can't. They like a couple of years ago, they went from the 30 pin to Lightning, and everyone lost their fucking mind.
Are you retarded? That happened in 2008.
It wasn't that long ago. There couldn't be that long ago.
It was the iPhone 5 that they switched it over.
Oh, wow.
iPhone 4 was the last one with the 30 pin.
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
They did not just switch it over.
It feels like a just switch. I feel like it would have been later than that, because when I worked at Apple, the iPhone 5 came out in 2011 or 2012.
Let's look it up.
That's when the iPhone 5 came out.
Let's look it up. So, iPhone 5, it was the iPhone 5 that was the first one, right? That had the Lightning?
That makes sense. Yeah, it was the iPhone 5, 5C.
Because I remember the iPhone 5 came out.
It was like 2011, 2012, for sure.
This is the iPhone 5S. iPhone 5, you are correct. It was 2012. I stand corrected. I'm sorry I called you retarded, and I'm also sorry that I said retarded. But actually, I'm not. I'm not sorry I said retarded. But either way, that was 8 years ago. I think it's perfectly fine that so they switched over.
You got to think about reverse compatibility, bro. Like you got to
no.
You got to think about reverse compatibility.
Here's
how many hundreds of thousands of iPhones are out there with Lightning right now, and all of a sudden they're just gonna stop giving you Lightning.
How many thousands and thousands of people are gonna have to buy brand new power bricks because they don't have USB-C power bricks, and the cord that came with their phone isn't even able to charge their phone? Like, how many thousands and thousands of things are using Lightning? Yeah, I agree. But why did they switch the MacBook over? Why did they switch the iPad Pro over? Like, if they were truly concerned about that, like, and here's the other thing. If they're saying that if it's only for Pro users, switch the iPhone 12 Pro.
Or the Max or whatever it's called.
Because here's the thing, is if you truly cared about the environment, everyone should be able to carry one single cord that charges all their devices, right?
You know what I'm ready for?
Instead of producing tons of cords. Here's why they won't do it. Every single Lightning accessory that is third party, every single cord, every single anything, there is a licensing fee that they collect on. Every single third party Lightning anything, they collect a fee because it's proprietary.
That's official, though.
That is a proprietary Apple thing, and they are not ready to give it up. So they are saying it's all about the environment. That's why we're not going to give you a power brick. Meanwhile, refusing to change over to USB-C, even though they have admitted that USB-C is the future by shipping the iPhones with a USB-C to Lightning cable. They have confirmed that it's the future by years and years ago switching over all the brand new Macs to USB-C and switching over the past 3 generations of iPads to USB-C. That is, in my definition, not good for the environment, and they are kidding themselves. But I can't blame them either. They're making hand over fist money on anything Lightning.
I wish I cared.
And you're right.
I wish I cared.
The other thing.
I wish I cared.
Yeah, because like I'm just saying.
Big, gigantic corporation.
It's user hostile. It's user hostile. It's user hostile. The other last thing that's kind of interesting.
How is it user hostile? What's hostile about it?
It's user hostile because you are making them carry around 2 cords.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I carried around a cord for anything. I've got a cord in my truck, and I've got a cord next to my bed. Like, when am I carrying around cords? When you're bringing your laptop, like you're not a typical person. Like you're No, you don't say.
Like I'm saying if you're truly in the Apple ecosystem, right? Like everything should be seamless.
If I was traveling around everywhere, hypothetically, I would be charging my phone from my laptop, and I would also have my laptop charger with me. And if I have my phone, which is Lightning, I have my phone, which is Lightning. I have my laptop, which is USB-C. My laptop charger is also USB-C.
And your Apple Watch, which is a different cord, if you were truly in the Apple ecosystem, and your iPad. So you have a cord that plugs into your MacBook and your iPad, but not your phone. That's what I'm saying. Like you could hypothetically, when your MacBook is being used and it's fully charged, you could just plug your iPhone into your MacBook charger.
I mean, that's an 85-watt charger that would fry the shit out of your phone.
It'll fast charge the fuck out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 24 minutes to full charge after it explodes.
I use a 60-watt charger on my phone a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the phones are smart enough to not explode themselves. Like there's a limit.
But humans are not smart enough.
No. Like if you plug, like I've used like that type of charger on my phone before. It doesn't kill it.
But like over time, for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Like if you were to charge it every day for a year, like for sure.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, not even for a year. I think probably even sooner than that.
Yeah, anyways, I just think it's hilarious that like this would have been the year. Like everyone's saying like this could be the year. This could be the time that they switch it over. Like we know that Apple loves taking away things. Like that would be the one thing. It's like, no, they can't do it because they'd be taking away other things. They took away the fucking headphone jack. They took away all the ports on the MacBook. They are not afraid to take things away.
I think they would be more likely to just remove the charging port completely.
Yeah.
Than they would be to switch it over. And then
you're probably right.
And they'd be like, if you want to charge, have a case or sit it on our little,
well, now they brought back MagSafe on the iPhone.
Or our charging whatever.
So you know how the Apple Watch charges with a little magnetic wireless charger? The new iPhones do that as well now. So there's MagSafe on the back.
Oh, okay.
So you can plug a little charger onto the back. I think they're getting everyone ready for portless future, and they're going to get rid of the port.
You know what?
I think they are.
You know what I can't wait for is a future where Wi-Fi doesn't exist anymore because cell signal is so dope that you don't need Wi-Fi anymore. You can literally just from your home just always have that service.
Well, I think that's already there, but the problem is
well, let me finish.
Yeah.
I would also like to see that same technology exist when it comes to battery charging. Like imagine never having to charge anything ever. Imagine like never having to plug anything into a wall ever. Like sick. Like how tight would that be? Like I would love for my like phone to always be charged, my headphones to be charged, not having to plug my TV.
I used
into
to
the
live
wall.
in that future with my phone because I had swappable batteries. So on my I used to have like the Note, the Galaxy Note. You could take the back off and take the battery. So I always had a backup. I would charge the battery in its own little charger. And every time my battery would die, I didn't plug my phone in ever. I would just swap the battery. And that was actually really big in like Korea for a long time.
Oh, yeah?
It never really picked up in the US, but you could buy from Samsung a little like square charger that would just charge the battery. And then whenever your battery died, you could just literally hot swap hot swap means that the phone wouldn't turn off, but you could swap the battery during the, whatever. But there was some phones, like I think the LG phone, you could hot swap the battery because there was also a built-in battery that like was not swappable. It was just small enough to keep the battery charged while you were switching the batteries.
Oh, so it had like the equivalent of 5% or something like that.
Yeah, or whatever it was. So like while you were switching the batteries, it wouldn't completely die. You didn't have to turn the phone off. It was
Might have
more
just been like a
convenient.
big capacitor, honestly. Like remember when you used to unplug the tube TVs and you'd unplug them and like then it would shut down?
Yeah, there's still like some power happening or whatever. Like it wasn't just immediate transfer. There was some sort of like storage of a little bit of power or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, go out and buy your iPhones, everyone.
So speaking of mobile
Everyone go buy your iPhones. Obey Tim Apple and purchase your iPhones and make sure that you get the appropriate chip implanted into your neck so that it will be compatible with the latest iOS.
Yes, and get your subscription while you're at it.
Yes, and also make sure you pay for Apple One, which is the dumbest name for a subscription service.
For music?
I think it's called Apple One. They released it at their last little meeting.
Is it for music and like iCloud and like everything?
You get music. I think you get Apple TV subscription. You get like
but Andrew,
you get a terabyte of iCloud storage.
It's all in one.
It's seamless.
It's all in
It's
one.
frictionless. Oh yeah, and they also released
Synergy.
Apple Fitness or some shit where you can like watch fitness classes and that's included in the Apple One thing. Everyone, put back on your fucking pirate hats and stop paying for subscriptions, bruh. Richard's still on that pirate game.
I have no idea what you're talking about, NordVPN. What's up? I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
I'm thinking about picking up my pirate hat.
Yo, I am the king of bad ad karma. Like I have an ad blocker on everything and have since 2006. And I do not pirate, and I definitely do not go to any illegal websites and download any files and mask my identity using a VPN service. I don't do that at all.
Yeah.
No.
Would
I be the imposter? Would I be the bad guy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Among Us, imposter. Have you? What do you know about Among Us?
Mobile game. All I know is there's a shit ton of memes that I don't understand. I also know that you're very obsessed with it. I also know I tried to download it and played it for about 13 seconds, and then almost immediately was like, you know what? No thanks. No thanks. Like video games.
You were only playing in the free play though. You weren't playing online, right?
True. Yeah, I don't know. I've got this weird thing about video games are always good for me when I wasn't doing shit with my life because it gave me like a false sense of accomplishment where I was like, I just spent 8 hours completing tasks. I am therefore accomplished. Now I'm doing shit with my life. I'm working hard. So at the end of the day, when I'm trying to like relax, I am not interested in picking up a game and completing more tasks. I don't want to continue to run errands or check things off my list on my phone. I just want to like swipe pictures on Imager or like watch YouTube videos or zone out to some fucking Netflix or something. I don't know. I'm not about this whole game life. And I want to be into games.
The thing that I love about Among Us that I agree with you on that part, but the thing about Among Us that's cool is if you're just playing on like the free play where you're just trying to get the hang of it and you're just like that is all you can do is just go literally complete tasks is like like go to the electric room and fix some wires. And then once you fix the wires, now go to the admin room and swipe the card and then go to the weapons room and recalibrate the weapons or whatever. Like that is like stupid and dumb. The thing about Among Us that's fun is, so I'll give a quick recap for anyone who doesn't know what Among Us is. So it's this game where you have 10 people and you're astronauts in like a little ship, right? And basically there's one or two people. The standard version is one. There's one imposter. So one of the 10 people is actually not trying to complete the tasks. They're trying to kill everyone in the game. The way they win is by killing everyone. The way that you win as the astronauts is by completing all the tasks on the ship before the imposter kills everyone. So the thing is about it is the imposter
would technically be killing himself too, right?
No.
Okay.
He's trying to be the last one standing.
Oh, okay.
So the imposter is trying to be the last one standing, and once everyone else has gotten killed or voted off, he's the winner. So the way that you win is by completing the tasks as the people or voting off the imposter. So the way that it works is once someone, you can't talk at all during the game. And the only time you get to talk is when there's an emergency meeting called or when there's a dead body reported. So like if you stumble upon a dead body, you report it, and then everyone runs to the main area, and then you get to talk, and it lets you talk. So you can be like, I found the body in the electrical room, and be like, I saw Black running away. He's definitely suspicious or whatever. And then like you can and everyone can vote. And then the guy who everyone's saying like, oh yeah, it's definitely Black. Black's like, no, it's not. It's Red. He was self-reporting. He reported the dead body, but really he's the one that killed the person. And so it's this game of like, you're trying to figure out who's the liar. And so the fun part of the game is not the completing of tasks and like racking up achievements, because you don't even have an actual ranking in the game. There's no way to even add friends. Like the game came out in 2018. Most people don't know this. The game's been out for 2 years.
It's an older game, yeah.
It's been out for 2 years, and it's only recently gotten popular. Like I didn't even know about it until recently. But the thing is what's really fun is when you can get together 10 people that you know or that you kind of know or whatever, and you play on Discord. So the way that because in the regular game you're typing, like it's in the chat. But on Discord, you can do voice chat. So while everyone's playing, once you call the meeting, you're like lying with your voice, not just like, no, it was not me. I saw this. Like you're like, dude, I promise it wasn't me. I was in the security room. I saw him kill him on the cams or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's so fun because you're actually lying. And honestly, I've been watching some streamers play it. And it's even more fun because it's bringing people together that wouldn't normally play together. Like PewDiePie might not normally play with Pokimane or whatever, but like because they need 10 people to play this game together, they have to kind of like pull in other people. And it's fun because like all these like top streamers are all like playing with each other. And since it's such a like new game for everyone, there's not like, oh, he's a Fortnite streamer, or oh, he's a this streamer. It's like all these streamers from all types of games are coming together to play this one game. And it's fun because they're all streaming. So none of them are watching each other's streams, obviously, because that would be cheating.
Well, I don't know if there'd be even a precise delay or anything, yeah.
It's like 10 seconds. So you could figure out, if you just went to their stream, you're like, oh, he's the imposter. He has the kill button on his screen. Like you could figure that out. But it's fun because you can watch someone and you can see them like doing their thing. And you're like, oh, I wonder if that person's the imposter. And then you can go to their stream and watch it. And you're like, oh, he is the imposter, dude. He's got everyone fooled. So as the audience, you kind of know what's going on. Whereas in like a lot of games, the audience and the streamer are like kind of on the same playing field. Like the streamer is like the one that's
this is on
doing
Twitch?
Anything. Like some streamers have like exclusive rights with YouTube or whatever. Like there's this one like Valkyrie. She's like. She used to stream on Twitch, but now she has like a thing with YouTube or whatever, YouTube gaming. And like, there's this one dude who's like one of the top Among Us players. He's really good. His name's Toast, and he streams on Facebook Gaming. So like, you got to know where they are, kind of.
Hey man, what's your URL? Toast.
Yeah. His name's Toast. But I think
is it not Phase Toast?
It's not Phase Toast.
Toast Phase?
It's like Mysterious Toast or something, but in the game, he always just goes by Toast.
Everybody is Phase this, Phase that.
Dude, you know that fucking LeBron James' son signed a FaZe clan and he's FaZe Bronny?
No.
So lame.
I didn't know LeBron James' son was a gamer, but hey, here we are.
I don't think he is. Or maybe he is. I don't even know what he does. He's just like signed to FaZe clan somehow. Like, I think there are some people signed to FaZe clan that aren't necessarily gamers. They're just like, they're like clan. Using it. Like I think Lil Yachty signed to FaZe clan.
Weird.
Yeah, but he's not necessarily a gamer.
FaZe anything. It's like,
I'm FaZe Rug.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm FaZe Toast. I'm FaZe Cash. Dude. I'm FaZe Balls. You know?
Dude, there's a guy named FaZe Rug, though.
Yeah, I know.
You know what's the funniest? There's a streamer or like a professional gamer that like he's been around for a while, so he didn't know that he was making his name this. His gamer name is Simp.
So
and then recently everyone started calling people simps.
He's been simp before simp.
He was simping before simping was a word.
Isn't there a new one called Snag? SNAG? Like
what does it stand for?
Like sensitive new age guy.
Oh, that's funny.
It's
I haven't heard that.
Quit being such a snag. It's like,
because a simp is a sucker idolizing mediocre pussy, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like guys that are just like fiending over like girls that are just normal as hell.
I've simped before, for sure.
I've definitely simped as well.
I have definitely simped, yeah. Oh, yeah. oh yeah, I simped.
Well, the funny thing about a simp is you're idolizing over mediocre. Apparently, like you're just like simping for like a normal person.
I feel like it's just a crush. It's a crush that you like that no one else
like,
understands.
For example, if you were like, you can't like simp for Ariana Grande. She's like a celebrity. Of course, you're gonna simp for her. She's like famous and talented.
But you could like
really pretty.
Simp for an e-girl.
For an e-girl that has like 100 people on her OnlyFans. She's like not that like.
Or could I simp for like some chick at the gym? Like,
you could simp for a girl at the gym for sure.
Be like, yo, there's like red bottom, teal top leggings girl.
Well, the thing is, you can like admire from afar, or you could be like straight simping and being like walking up and be like, I love your leggings today. They look so good on you.
I brought you some flowers. Would you like to go to coffee with me later? No.
You've definitely done that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Dude, I literally, and I've told Jalila all these stories before. There's literally this girl at the gym that I simped so hard for, bro. So
what
hard.
Did you do?
Like, I would take her out to dinners. I would make her like chocolate covered bacon and take it to work. I'd bring her drinks. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what kind of drink because that might tell everyone who it is. And I literally like
why would a drink say it?
She's like me in the sense that there's a certain type of beverage that she only exclusively consumes.
Oh.
So anyway, I remember there was even one point where
she only consumes Everclear.
I remember there was one point I was at her apartment. I like gave her a sports massage that like ended up to me being even able to like rub her butt, and I was like, I'm touching a butt right now.
Oh my God.
But I literally went so far and so above and so beyond to try to get this girl's attention, and in the end, she just like didn't date white guys. That was like, she's like, no, I only date black guys, and I'm like, fuck.
That's racist. You can't do that.
No, dude. It doesn't matter what you.
That's racist.
I mean,
that's racist.
Is there such thing as racist genitals? Like, could my dick be racist?
No. Well, I guess that's like a dilemma, right? Because then there's the people who will make the argument that's like, if you are a straight male and you wouldn't date a trans woman, you're a fucking. What's the word? I don't know.
A something. You're a somethingist.
Yeah, you're a homophobic transist. I don't know what that means. But it's basically like, hey, I respect the right for you to do whatever you want with your body, but I'm probably not gonna date a trans woman.
Yeah,
even if they're like extremely passable.
There's certain kind of women that I wouldn't date. I wouldn't date either. It's not exclusive to race, but like race does play a factor in that. I'm just not attracted to them, and it has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm not into that kind of person.
Well, there's also a lot of like shame societally about it. Like if you're like dating a trans person and it's like, even if they are super passable or obvious or whatever, there's always that like twinge of like, what's everyone gonna think? Oh, are people gonna call me a this or that? Or am I gay? Yeah. Am I don't know. Am I a cuck? Am I a this? Am I a simp? I don't know.
Am I a snag?
No, another thing that people have been saying recently is frick, what was it? It starts with a G, I think. People have been saying it. A grifter. Like, oh yeah, he's a grifter. Like they're like, oh yeah, he's blah blah blah. He's a grifter.
Can you tell me what glizzy is, by the way? Is that eating hot dogs or some shit? You've been making glizzy jokes.
I didn't make a glizzy joke.
No. On your Instagram or some or
I didn't make
or
a
you've been
glizzy
putting
joke.
stories. I don't know. You've said
I didn't say glizzy.
Maybe it was you and AJ talking about
probably
glizzies.
AJ.
And then I start seeing memes about glizzy, and I haven't looked up on
glizzy?
I haven't looked up it on Urban Dictionary, but I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out what a glizzy is.
Okay, so a glizzy. Okay, here we go.
First of all, tell me what the other one is first. I gotta.
A grifter.
Yeah. I gotta find out.
I'm
what
actually
a grifter
looking
is.
that up so I can have the proper term. A grifter.
Yeah.
Is a person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. I saw him as a grifter who preys upon people. I'm gonna look it up on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, because I feel like maybe like grifting towards a chick or something like
So a grifter is someone who can influence anyone, anywhere, at any time into doing whatever they choose to have them do. So, like, for example, like someone that would maybe like play both sides of the argument,
like a con man almost.
Yeah, kind of like a con man, but like, for example, someone that's just like super active on Twitter and they can like kind of make their audience like do whatever they want or whatever. Like some people would say like, oh, Joe Rogan's a grifter, or like Tim Pool is a fucking grifter, or like
who's Tim Pool?
I'm not gonna get into him.
Okay, cool.
He was on Joe Rogan. A lot of people blame Joe for him even having an audience these days. But, basically they swindle you. They're like a fraudster, con artist, cheater, con man, scammer, hustler, swindler. So like, oh, this person's just a grifter. Like grifter sounds good. Like, it's like a nice one to say, you know? So it's like, oh, you're a grifter. But a glizzy. Okay, let's go back to glizzy. So a glizzy is, yes, a hot dog. Because for whatever reason, I think there's like I'm going to look up, why is a glizzy a hot dog? I think it's because like in Washington, D.C., like it originated that the slang for a Glock is a glizzy too. Like Juice WRLD like sings about, he's like, something got a glizzy and whatever. Like he's talking about a Glock though.
Okay, not a hot dog.
Yeah, got a glizzy with a beam. Like he's talking about a laser beam, like a Glock with a red dot scope, like a red dot sight. Glizzy with a beam. So he's not talking about hot dogs. But apparently here it says a glizzy is a hot dog. It was originally a slang term for gun in the Washington D.C. metropolitan area. But according to Hip Hop DX, it became a nickname for hot dogs because the length of the barbecue staple, so the length of a hot dog, is similar to the extended clip of a gun. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. But anyways, who started calling hot dogs glizzies? Something, whatever. I don't know.
Slang.
It's
slang.
just slang for a hot dog for whatever reason is a glizzy. And so like,
you trying to gulp a glizzy?
So people are talking about like glizzy, and then like, remember that Snapchat filter with the little dancing hot dog?
Yeah.
So people were like, oh, it's the dancing glizzy or whatever. Like, and then it just became a thing. Like, and then people just like people are like making fun of their friends for eating hot dogs. Like, man, you're eating you gulping down those glizzies.
The glizzy gobbler.
The glizzy gobbler. Yeah, exactly. It just became like
I've
a thing.
seen like pictures of like Obama eating a hot dog.
Yeah, and they're like Obama when the gloop glow off or something like that. Obama when he eating that glizzy.
Oh my God, everyone's on that glizzy game.
Yeah, there's this one meme that's like when the gloop glow off, and I think it means like it's basically like you're getting cum all over your face because you're sucking on a glizzy. I'm gonna see it.
When the gloop go off.
Yeah, and it's like intentionally. Yeah, the gloop glow off. I yoink it, then my splurg go off. That's what it says on the meme.
Christ. We are definitely getting demonetized.
The gloop glow off. I yoink it, then my splurg go off.
Oh,
like,
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
just like these cats, like super close. Like, it's such a meta, random ass meme.
It makes no
that
sense.
Doesn't make any sense, and that's why it's funny.
Cats that are close to the camera.
There's like whatever reason things that just like start off as like weird little inside jokes, and then people just start saying it like simp or glizzy or anything, like, and then it just becomes its own weird thing. And I think really that's just what a meme is, you know.
I mean, that's exactly what a meme is. If you go back, I mean, Richard Dawkins coined the meme, and it's the idea of like
the meme,
a thing that starts rapidly spreading through
an element of culture
or
a system of behavior that may be considered to be passed from one individual to another by non-genetic means, especially imitation.
Yeah. This conversation,
like even like the Greeks used memes and shit.
This conversation reminds me a lot of H3H3's new show After Dark. Have you seen? Have you seen?
I have. I've watched a lot of clips from it. I haven't watched the full ones.
Fucking funny, dude. If you guys like this podcast, you're going to love After Dark. They do it on Fridays, and Jalila and I have been watching it every fucking night.
That's a podcast you have to watch, though.
It's a podcast you have to watch. Well, you can.
That's why I haven't gotten into it as much.
You can watch passively, meaning like
But the video should be up because most of the time they're reviewing videos.
Yes, the video should definitely be up, and it's all of the content that they've collected throughout the week that would get them demonetized. So what they do is they put it on this show called After Dark, and After Dark is completely fan supported. So they've got memberships just like we've got Patreon. It's kind of the same idea. Like it supports the creators and making the content that you like to see. And they have like the best. And they'll even have like people call in and they'll have conversations with people. Like one girl has OnlyFans for sniffing things.
I saw that clip.
Like another girl called and she was at the Cincinnati Zoo when Harambe got shot.
No way.
Yeah, like there's someone who like there's literally like all these crazy things.
Dude, I want to hear that. I need to go watch that clip.
They do like they'll do like puke videos or like shit videos or like there's.
Did you see the one where the security guard at the apartment gym was sniffing the girls' butts? Did you see that?
Yes. She was like doing squats.
And he would run up behind her and like stick his face in her butt while she was doing squats. And he did it like 5 times and got caught on camera.
Yeah, and then I think she finally caught him.
Yeah, she finally caught him, but he did it like multiple times, bro.
God, dude.
Yeah, I haven't been watching. Dude, I've been into H3 recently though, because they've got the regular H3 podcast, which is like an interview type show.
Well, no, they've got the regular show, the commentary show. They have the interview show. They have the Frenemies and After Dark. They got 4 shows right now.
Yeah.
I can't stand Frenemies because I literally cannot deal with Trisha.
I've been fucking with Frenemies. I've been watching Frenemies a lot.
I just can't deal with her. And then the interview show, depending on who it is, I'll watch. And then like the regular everyday show, I'm like, I'm so used to that one. I'm like, I kind of stopped watching that one like forever ago.
I haven't watched any of the Content Court ones they've been doing recently.
Oh yeah, that's another show. Content Court is kind of funny.
I haven't been watching it because again, like I don't have as much time to watch as I do to listen.
Yeah.
So you can listen to Frenemies, you can listen to the conversation ones way more. You can't really like listen to Content Court because they're just reviewing everyone's content.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Content Court is like a different version of Content Cop almost.
Yeah, they're just like going through people's content and like exposing them for doing like random things. I'm assuming. Like I haven't really watched it, but I've seen some of the clips and stuff. But speaking of other YouTube news, we've been like super YouTube heavy on this one, but what about fucking Logan Paul?
Dude, that was so much fun. So he has been on this whole like Pokemon card kick along with Gary Vee and all these other like investor type motherfuckers. And he purchased a first edition booster box, which comes with like 30 booster packs. And then he sold each
We're talking about Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards. And then he sold each booster pack
for $11,111, I think, right? It was 11111.
Yeah, it was $11,000.
So basically inside of the pack, it's like a box and you get a bunch of these little packs that have what, 12 cards in them, 10 cards?
I don't know.
I don't remember. They had like 12 cards in it and each little packet of 12 cards he was selling for $11,000.
Yeah, because even if you didn't pull a card that was worth a lot of money,
So basically what he was doing was he was opening the cards on his stream. So the stream was like 3 hours long and he was opening up the cards. And before he'd open up each pack, he would say who bought it. So like Mr. Beast bought a pack and his producers bought a pack and his, whoever, like people open the pack.
Like Gary Vee bought
Gary
a pack.
Vee opened a pack. So when you open the pack, so when he's pulling the cards to see what's in the pack. And so some people don't make any money because they bought it for $11,000 and the cards that were in the pack like suck. Like they're not worth anything.
There was
really.
a couple of packs that were such duds. I really felt bad for the person. I'm like, wow, you literally like lost all that money. And then there was a couple of packs that were fire, but the one that I think everyone was excited about was the holographic Charizard.
Of course.
Which, by the way, a perfect condition holographic Charizard.
First edition.
First edition, perfect condition holographic Charizard is worth like $250,000. Which is insane to think about. And then they pulled like a Venusaur and like a Blastoise and like a Chansey and a bunch of Pikachus and like it was fucking fun. I haven't had that much fun. Like, I had no desire to like.
I have a couple first edition Pokemon cards for sure, but they're not in mint condition because I played with them.
Yeah.
Like the corners are bent and like, whatever. I need to go back and look at my Pokemon card collection at my mom's house though. I said my mom, like my parents weren't together. My parents' house. I need to go to my mom's house. Fuck you, Dad.
I need to go see my mom, dude.
I'm gonna go hang out with my mom.
I'm gonna go hang out with my mom.
No, but I remember a couple kids growing up that had holographic Charizards.
Yeah, I remember too. I remember one time I saw a kid a holographic Venusaur, and I remember or Bulbous or Blastoise, and I remember I saw he cut it up. He like cut out
The holographic part.
no, like the character, and he's like, oh, I like cutting him out of the card so I can like play with him, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I remember with some random neighborhood kid that I didn't know his name, and I like knocked on his door, and I'm like, hi, can Brandon come out and play? And like Brandon come out, I was like, hey Brandon, you want to play Pokemon cards? He's like, no, no, because like he knew that like everyone was trying to hang out with him because of his Pokemon cards.
Oh, that's funny.
He was like, no, I don't want to come out and play.
Dude, you know those
he's
channel...
he's like, how do I know you anyway?
You know the channel What's Inside? Like
Yeah.
where they like cut things up?
Uh-huh.
They did a month or two ago, they did a Pokemon card unboxing, and they like bought a bunch of cards and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And like some of the packs were like, they had one pack of the kind that Logan had. That was like the $11,000 packs.
Yeah.
And then they had some packs that were like older, but not a first edition, whatever. And like he was joking.
And they also have like heavy packs and like light packs, and there's so much.
There's a bunch of different packs.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he had one of these like packs that Logan was opening, and he was holding it, and he was like holding scissors up to it, like, I'm gonna cut it open or whatever. Like, because normally you'd want to like rip it open, make sure you don't like damage it or whatever. And one of the guys that was with him was like one of these big time like Pokemon collector guys or whatever that kind of helped them get all the packs that they bought.
Yeah.
And he thought he was he was like, whatever. And then he literally cuts it in half. The guy from What's Inside cut it in half. The whole deck. Like, he never even opened it, and he cut all of the cards inside in half. These cards could have been worth like literally like $250,000. So then they did that first, and the Pokemon dude had no idea that he was gonna do that. He goes, bro, what are you doing? Like, he like freaked out, and like they were like, oh my god.
Oh, because what's inside
of it could have been, but that's what they do on What's Inside. They cut things open
in half
to see what's inside. So, and they damage things, they break things. That's like the whole thing of their channel. So then they went through and opened up all the other packs that they had. And then at the very end, they opened the pack that they had cut in half, and they still did it the same way where they drew the 3 cards and put it on the inside. And then they like flipped them over, and they only had half cards. So they were just looking at the pictures of the Pokemon. Luckily, there wasn't anything that valuable in the pack that they did cut open.
Jeez,
so like,
man.
honestly, like everyone there was honestly kind of happy that it was more of a dud pack. But like, goddamn, if he would have cut a like holographic Charizard, he would have been like wanted for murder in Japan.
Mad, yeah. they track him down and make him
literally
like what's the where you stab yourself in this
Harikari.
Yeah.
Harikari. I remember that from that Chris Brown song. I got them suicide doors. Harikari.
Look at me now.
Harikari.
Look at me now. Yeah. I'm getting paper.
I'm getting demonetized. Look at me now.
I remember there was like some like
that song is really hard to rap without actually saying the N-word.
Some acapella group.
Pentatonics?
No, it was like some guy and some girl, like Carmen something. It's like that they did a remix of it, and it was really, really good.
Oh, and the girl sang it, and she switched all the things to be like slightly because he's like, oops, I said on my whatever, and she changed it to something.
Or like,
on my ish. I've seen that one.
Or like
she killed it. Yeah, that song was like one of the songs that I like in high school worked really hard to memorize all the lyrics
Twista
to.
and Busta Rhymes. You're like, like, how far can you get?
I can do the whole song.
But you'd have to say it with like the lyrics, the full lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, they say the N-word a lot, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to just like pause yourself basically when you're doing it. But
I'm notorious for singing along out loud to my music fully explicitly. Like, I've caught myself in the gym like singing out loud and like dropping the N-word and being like, oh shit, because like in my head or in my car or like in my house, like I'm just like. It's lyrics to the song. Like there, like contextually, it is not a problem. But every one time I was,
you are correct, but at the same time,
no. Listen, I'm not saying it's right. Okay, but I remember but
you accidentally were singing along.
I did it, and I said it, and there was like a couple of like black dudes, and I go, oh shit, fuck, I'm sorry, and they just started busting out laughing. They're like, nah, dude, it's a fire song. Like you gotta keep like I would too. Like they were giving me like.
The funny thing is, if you're ever singing out loud at the gym, you always sound so bad because like you can't even hear your own voice.
Yeah, so I'm in my headphones like singing out loud to my song, and it was like something that was like a fire fucking like break beat, like a freestyle section or and I was just going at it, and then I saw the guys and they all kind of like just like gave me the side eye, and I was like, oh fuck, I just said that, didn't I? shit. And then I like apologized. I was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Like, no. Like, they started laughing because I was freaking out. They were like, holy shit. Like,
That's funny.
I can't remember the fucking song. Oh, well. But then after that part, I'm like, okay, don't be singing that, especially at the gym.
Yeah. There was that whole controversy about, like, who was it? I think it was like Kendrick Lamar that brought someone up on stage and the girl sang the N-word and everyone's like, don't do that.
But then like Travis Scott, like he intentionally like tells people like, no, sing the full lyrics, like sing everything.
Yeah, he's just trying to frame you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, dude, so I've been fucking loving therapy recently, dude. That's been fucking nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, mainly because it's just like I get to talk to one person who technically has no weight on any piece of advice they say. You know, if I talk to you about something, if I talk to Jalila about something, if I talk to my mom, my sister, everyone always has some type of weight, has some type of bias about their advice.
You calling us fat?
Yeah.
You got some weight?
Just like you've been eating those Travis Scott burgers, you know what I mean?
I have. I've been eating them glizzies. I've been gobbling them glizzies.
What is it? Be like, you know why I'm fucking here. Or be like, the Sandman sent me, or like whatever that shit is.
Sandman sent me. It's Cactus Jack.
The Cactus Jack sent me.
The Sandman sent me.
That's how detached from this fucking culture I am.
Something about the desert.
Fucking
that was amazing.
Yeah,
the
man.
Sandman sent me. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cactus Jack fucking sent me. You know why the fuck I'm here?
Well, also J Balvin just released a McDonald's meal. Who else is gonna get a fucking McDonald's meal? I bet you there's like a bunch of celebrities that are just sitting on the back burner like,
well, if their management team did it.
I'm gonna get that. Well, no, not even necessarily that, but they probably got deals already lined up and they're just seeing how it goes and they're like, shit, I'm about to make this paper.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if J Balvin already has one, that means they probably had it in the works for a while. Like, they probably... I wouldn't be surprised if, like, a Justin Bieber... Ah! I'm eating my McDonald's.
Chomping on some wood.
I'm going to make a dam out of french fries. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, a Justin Bieber or, like, an Ariana Grande or something had a McDonald's meal that comes out.
Yeah.
J Balvin is like a... I'm trying to pick up my phone and I keep, like, talking. I'm going to pick it up with my feet. Suck it, paraplegics. No, I'm just kidding.
Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you. You can't pick up shit with your feet. You got to pick it up with your stupid hands.
Dropping all your shit.
Dude, I hope people laugh at that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Therapy's been fucking good, dude.
J Balvin is a Latino artist. Like, he's like reggaeton type shit.
Oh.
Yeah, not that much like that, but yeah.
But I'd recommend anyone
I've seen him live, actually.
Who definitely doesn't fucking go to therapy. Go to therapy. Fucking check that shit out. It's cool, man. You get to basically like talk shit out with someone who really cares about you, but also has no weight about your life. I used to write shit on my walls a lot. I haven't been writing shit on my walls recently, but one of the things I wrote...
You've been writing with shit on your walls.
Yeah, I just...
Like, you poop on your finger.
As soon as I'm done with my bowel program, I just put a little mark, so I know that, like, that's how many bowel programs I've done. So right next to my toilet, there's just line, slash. I gotta
Dude, that's actually really funny.
That whole wall is just... And then I can tell my poop consistency, be like, that was a diarrhea day, you know? Or like...
drip down into the other lines.
Or that one was like the Play-Doh day, you know? That's like... Or like the clay day.
Ew.
Yeah, man. But I wrote like, you know, it's okay to change your mind, and that's something that I've been like kind of just allowing to like play in my head over and over and over again. Is like, it's okay to change my mind. Like pretty much for any context of anything, I can change my mind. And one of the things I've been thinking a lot about. So if you remember back in the beginning, I was very adamant about like not wanting to do public speaking events, like not wanting to do any type of in-person events, like not wanting to, you know, write a book or like, you know, anything like that. Honestly, I was pretty much like, nah, I'm just gonna like stay virtual, stay digital. But recently I've been getting like the itch to like mix things up, you know, try things new, get things different. I'm trying to fucking figure out like what that even looks like, what that means, what that entails. I mean, everything from like starting to do a new dinner recipe all the way to like full blown like book tour and speaking tour. I mean, granted, don't know if it'll be that crazy, but I'm allowing myself to think of new things, and I think there's a good potential I might start pursuing those things because they seem not as bullshit as I thought before. You know, like the idea of doing like in-person events or expos or, you know, the idea of like writing a book. I don't know. I've just been feeling recently a lot like I've been needing to like explain myself a lot. And that even kind of rolls into, you know, like next week's video is kind of like a story video. It's a really long one. I mean, you podcast folks are not going to blink an eye at it because you guys listen to us for 90 minutes. But if you're a regular YouTube watcher and you're like, it says 73 minutes.
It's not gonna be that long.
You cut out some?
Well, there's like 6 or 7 minutes at the beginning and end total that were like nothing.
Well, then it'll be an hour.
It'll probably be about an hour. But there is some stuff that's cut. You burped a million times.
God, I know, dude. I even got mad at the Bubbly Boys at one point.
I know.
Speaking of burping,
I've only made it like I haven't made it all the way through, but I've already caught quite a few burps.
Cool, good. But anyway, yeah, I've been just allowing myself to explore these like rules that I've set for myself, or not even rules. I don't know. I'm just opening up to ideas that I never thought I'd be open up to, and now I just want to come out and let everyone know that I like boys. Just kidding.
That came out of nowhere. Well, we knew you were like we knew you were gobbling glizzies.
I'm gobbling
but we didn't
glizzies.
know
No,
that
I mean,
you
like,
were.
wow, that was such a bad timed, insensitive joke because I'm trying to.
You're just trying to say like it's time for me to come out as something or whatever.
Yeah.
Never mind. But
never mind. That was bad joke. Sorry, all my LGBTQ plus friends. That was
we
bad.
were minimizing you. But no, I feel you. It's weird because, like you said, it's like you've told your story like a bunch of times, but at the same time, you've never like sat down and told it all in one video or something.
Yeah, and then after the video was up, I'm like, that was the most abridged version fucking ever. Like, if I were to, I would have to really like think about what an hour-long speech looks like, and I'd have to practice it, and I'd have to figure out how to make it stay within an hour, and then even find a shorter version because most speeches are 30 minutes or an hour. You know, or 45 minutes plus a little bit of a Q&A. Like when you get booked for speeches, you're normally speaking for 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah, I'd say like a keynote is typically like an hour.
Yeah, keynote's about an hour. Everyone else is like 30 to 45 minutes. Some shorter, some longer.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, the idea of like the book, like I've always said like, oh, no, I'm not old enough. Like, oh, I haven't done enough. But the more and more I like kind of pay attention to my story and like pay attention to my life, I'm like, oh fuck, I kind of have done a lot of stuff, and not just like accomplishment wise, like just gone through and like, I mean, shit. I mean, the first 10 years, a lot happened, and then the first 20 years, a lot happened, but then in the last 10 years has been like more than most people's lifetimes twice over. So it's like figuring out what that even looks like, and also like, if I were to write a book, like, is it going to be like a biography or a memoir, or like, I don't even know, like, is it going to be my life story, or is it going to be just the story of like, you know, addiction, or just the story of disability, or just the story of, you know, whatever, you know, like, I don't even know, but I just know that I probably, if I'm going to do it, which I think I'm probably going to do it.
You should write a children's book.
Ooh, it's a great idea. Can you do the drawings for me?
No.
A children's book would be like the opposite. It'd be like,
I know, I'm just kidding.
And then I snorted Adderall, said the hippo to the penguin. And then the penguin said, why did you put the pill in your nose? That's supposed to go in your mouth.
Richard the raccoon crushed up his Adderall with the back of an iPhone. He lined it up with his library card and then snorted it up his nose with a Sour Patch straw. Like, it's all just like kid stuff. He's crushed up his Skittles, and then he took his Smarties and crunched them up into a fine powder. Then he took
a Sour Patch straw and breathed in through his nose. And
it then made him feel very silly because then he had a sugar high.
Because then he had sugar brain.
Remember, kids, Richard the raccoon is a bad example. He's being very naughty. You don't want to end up with sugar brain, do you?
Remember, kids, listen to your parents.
Just like sugar rots your teeth, when you snort it, it rots your brain.
God damn it. Yeah. But yeah,
so dumb.
Yeah, but that's more like vision. And then I even think about like courses, dude. I've been literally like thinking a lot about courses. I mean, you and I even talked a lot about this recently, like coming up with like, yes, my entire YouTube journey from start to now has always been, you know, improving the quality of lives and helping people regain independence. But like, if I made like a 10 to 20 video or even more videos, honestly, and a lot of those videos were just me sitting and talking, because a lot of courses really don't require much other than just sitting and talking.
It's information based.
Yeah, it's most
like a course of like how to overcome like spinal cord injury or something like that.
Yeah, but also practical. I mean, I'd have to really like sit down and plan and think and get strategic and try to remember all the way from like day 1 to day 7 to day, you know, like literally like a week at a time and a day at a time, remember like all the things I went through, and even consult with like, you know, my family and be like, well, what did you do? Or like, how did you do it? Or what, you know, like I don't know. I literally have to just find like from every angle and for every perspective, every bit of information and every story and like.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I was listening to Salamandrin. He brought his podcast back. He used to have a podcast called Let's Talk About Carsio. And it's been on hiatus for a long time, and he just brought it back.
That was before he did the Hispanic channel, right? The Mexican channel?
It was around the time that he started Salamundo, yeah, I think.
Yeah, when he created Salamundo, he stopped the podcast.
It wasn't just that. It was Farshad and Buddy like also left, and they were his co-hosts.
Oh, right.
So, like,
okay. Oh, that's right. That one guy left to start his own channel, and the own channel flopped, didn't it? Like
kind of. Buddy's been doing cool stuff. He's been working with Remac a lot, and like he does like, I mean, he was in like a Disney Plus commercial with his family recently. Like he's doing his thing. We actually met him at Vid Summit. Like I'm like proud of him for like, yeah, Buddy Wyrick. Yeah, we met him. His name on the channel was Pedro. They always call him Pedro. They go, hit it, Pedro.
Was he with
he was the ginger dude with the beard.
Was he
the tall guy who was with the Chevy dude?
Was he with the DDE people?
A little bit. For some of it, he was with them.
Anyways,
we met him.
Yeah.
But anyways, but doesn't really matter. But the whole thing I was saying is on his new podcast, it was funny because they were talking about guys that do courses, and they were kind of like shitting on it because they were kind of like basically saying like,
well, most courses are stupid as shit.
Well, no. But what he was saying was it's not necessarily that most courses are stupid as shit. It was like it's kind of like the whole I think it's from School of Rock. They're like, he who cannot teach,
or he cannot do.
He who cannot do teaches, and he who cannot teach teaches PE. Like, it's like he who cannot make money makes money by teaching you how to make money. It's like these guys are all focusing on like making all these courses because their sole businesses aren't really doing that great, and that's where like Salamandrin's like, I give out all of my business advice for free. You look at Gary Vaynerchuk. He doesn't sell courses. He gives out all of his info for free because he's busy building his actual business that makes him shitloads of money. Like he doesn't need to withhold information to like teach you the secrets. Like, yeah, of course you can buy one-on-one consulting with him and he'll do that. Like that's personalized info. But like as far as courses and things, it was actually kind of funny for them to hear them talk about it. Because you always wonder like,
well, I think if you have an education-based YouTube channel,
of course.
No matter what the education is, you're set up to create a course.
But a lot of these people that create courses aren't like YouTubers because they were YouTubers and then decided to create a course.
No, exactly.
Like they become YouTubers to teach you about something that like maybe it's funny. Like the copycat course is like, I took a course on Facebook ads and that's how I learned how to do Facebook ads. And now I'm going to make a course about how to make Facebook ads because I learned how to make Facebook ads from a course. It's like,
exactly.
That's how teaching is. You can only learn from people who teach you, but still.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, that's the same way with like the fitness coaches right now. It's like, it's like I took a course on how to be a fitness coach. And now that I'm a fitness coach and it ain't going as well as I thought it was, I'm going to make a course and sell it for $1,000 about how you can be a fitness coach. It's like, I learned how to do Forex by watching YouTube videos and then took a class on Forex. Therefore, I'm going to teach you how to do Forex. It's like, I took a course on how to make courses, so I'm going to take a course about teach a course so you can teach a course.
The best is my friend Avery. He literally
so fucking meta.
He's a coach for coaches who coach coaches. Like, it's literally...
I know Avery.
It's like... I'm a coach who coaches coaches who coach coaches. It's so meta and so
I'm a
deep.
coach who coaches coaches who coach coaches?
He doesn't really go that deep. It's more that he just coaches coaches. Like he coaches
It's not about
people who coach
it's about
other people.
accountability, okay? We all need coaches.
Yeah, but it's just funny. It is true. Like everyone, if you are a coach and you are believing in the fact that you need a coach, like you're telling your clients all the time, you need to get a coach. You should hire me.
Think about the
Then
word
intentionally.
coach.
You should. I know we keep saying coach, and now it doesn't mean shit.
No, but even just the word
Coach. It's
kinda like-
I'm gonna go drink a Coca-Cola.
It's kind of like the word bowl. Like if you say bowl too many times, bowl.
I'm gonna go bowling.
Hey, coach, you want to go? Hey, I got a bowling coach. Ooh.
You know what? Have you ever said your name enough times that it doesn't mean anything?
Richard. Andrew. Richard.
What's your name backwards?
Drew. I don't know.
Dracker.
That's you?
No, I was saying Richard.
Oh.
Drac. It's like starts with a D.
Drackard?
Whatever. No, not Drackard. There's only an R. No, but it wouldn't be Chuck because they would be HC.
Fuck it.
Mine is Wordna.
Okay, Wordna.
It's actually like you can say it.
Let's keep talking about coaches, man. No, but I agree. I think there's a lot like the coaches who coach coaches who coach coaches bullshit is bullshit. But I think education, the education industry. I mean, Forbes has predicted in 2025, it'll be $1 billion a day industry, and so and the thing about creating a course is you create the course, you market the course, you sell the course, and then whenever you need to make changes to the course or upgrade the course or modify it, it takes.
You need to change course.
It takes
on your course.
It takes 3 to 6 months to kind of like do it, and then like you relaunch it and resell it. It's kind of like a lot of residual income. Like, I mean, I think about the guy that I learned from, like Sean Cannell, like his YouTube channel, I got a lot of free information from him, like tons and tons of free information. And then I was like invited to one of his live streams. You know how they do it. And then at the end of the live stream, he pitched being like, hey, come join our inner circle. It's available for, the next 24 hours or something like that. Use the code blah, blah. And
you were a sucker. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I got into it and I liked it and I enjoyed it, but I was still hungry for more. And then I went to like an exclusive inner circle live stream.
Ooh.
And then at the end of the inner circle live stream, it was like, hey, if you want to take this a step further, like check out this course. And, like.
And then I was hungry for more. And then I went to McDonald's and asked for Cactus Jack.
I said, give me a motherfucking Cactus Jack.
I went to McDonald's and I said, you know why I'm here. I want Sean Cannell's Video Ranking Academy. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going through that again. That's fun. I'm enjoying that. He definitely revamped it, and it's definitely more. It's cool. I fucking like it. But yeah, I think
if you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and well, one of the things that's quite interesting is like, so I know
channel.
I know you're joking about like the whole like courses thing. Like, he started a YouTube channel to teach to do a YouTube channel, and then he got so good at it, he's like, oh, let me create a course about like how people can like get really good at their YouTube channel. And then that course was so successful, he was like, oh shit, I can teach people how to make courses about their education YouTube channel, because that's literally what I did. And like the full-time filmmaker guys are just like that too. Like AJ took that course, or Course Creator Pro. Like they created a YouTube channel where they were teaching people about filmmaking. They created a course called Full-Time Filmmaker that was so successful that then they made another course about how to start courses, because
a course to teach you how to make courses.
Yeah, but it's because they have actually done it.
Yep. That's the funniest thing in the podcast world is like tons of people who start a podcast and it's not that successful, then start podcast coaching or like teaching people how to make a podcast. It's like,
podcast
hey,
consulting.
hate to break it to you, but if your podcast is actually successful and making a lot of money, you wouldn't be doing this.
It's like, yeah,
which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it is just funny how that works. Like, and even I started doing that at a point. Like, oh, I know how to do technically all this podcast stuff, but my podcast never really took off. So now I'm going to teach other people that want to make a podcast how to make a podcast that may or may not actually take off.
But then at that point, the success of the podcast doesn't matter, because you delivered on your promise.
Of course. And that's the funny thing.
You know, and that's how I feel about, like, hypothetically, if Wheels to Walking had a course, like, the success of the individual being, you know, a wheelie boy, right? You know, is not up to the course. It's like, I provided enough value, you know, like I think there could be even for multiple stages in your life. Cause I've been that word, you know, it's like
hey guys, just wanted to hop on here and provide some value.
Same thing with the word fair. What does that even mean? People are like, oh, I just want to be fair. I'm like, fair to who? Why? How? You
Another
know,
one is safe.
What does fair even mean?
Safety is a weird word. Safe.
Bowl. Coach. Safe. Value.
Moist. Panties. Panties is a weird word, and moist is a weird word.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to provide some moist value to your panties.
Especially when you say it like that. At minute 88 and 52 seconds, Andrew is bringing some moist value to your panties. And on that note,
I'm going to coach you on how to bring moist value to your woman's panties.
From a guy who's never gotten value.
From a guy who's never gotten laid.
I got laid. Listen. No, dog. I was in Hawaii one time, and this girl, dude, she laid me, bro.
Dude,
I've
listen.
I've been laid in Hawaii before.
On a cruise one time, I got laid by a MILF.
She doesn't go to our school.
She doesn't go to our school, bro. She's on a cruise.
She lives in a different country. She doesn't. She's from a different part of town. She's a neighborhood.
The best, though, was when there was that guy that was like, dude, my girlfriend lives in my neighborhood. She doesn't go to my school. And everyone's like, sure. And then actually one day you were hanging out and like she comes around and you're like, oh, she was real.
She's real. Well, it's the same thing. It's like when you're a kid.
I thought you were a simp.
Your dating pool is like your friend group, your school group, or your church group. And it's like they sometimes they will all overlap, sometimes they won't.
And that's why when you're adult, it's harder to find people because you're like, oh, don't have a church group, don't have school, I work at home now, and I'm not allowed to go to bars or anything.
You got like gym,
cool.
You got like gym chicks, but like you'd have to go to the same gym at the same time every single day and like try to bump into the same kind of girls and be like, hey, we should work out sometime.
Hey, where are your organs? Bye.
Yeah. Hey, quick question.
Where are your organs?
You ever heard of a DEXA?
That's a deep cut.
Ever heard of a DEXA body scan? You should get one sometime.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring you bacon covered chocolate.
Chocolate covered bacon.
No, it's a new thing. It's bacon covered chocolate. It's chocolate and we just put bacon on it and it melts.
That sounds actually fucking delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, on that note, follow us on places.
Yeah.
Where are your organs?
Yeah. Follow us.
And when we say places, we mean
social media.
The new app called Places. I'm just kidding.
Places coming to a new. Hey, do you guys want to develop an app? Who wants to invest in my app?
It's called Places. All right, follow us on Places. Bye.
Say it. Good show, gentlemen. Good show.